Very difficult. The rain, yes, we expected rain, but not those downpours and such low temperatures. What really struck me was what happened to Felix Gal. They had to take off his jacket, put his gloves back on, take off his gloves, dress him again. They took off his helmet, put a hat on him, and then put the helmet back on. Felix Gal went through all of that. Then I was also watching, I think it was Scaroni, who was hitting himself in the face. They couldn't feel their skin anymore. The cold was tremendous. It was impressive. And the downpour felt like needles piercing you. The stage had two guests. Today, the cold and the rain were really brutal, and everything that happened, crashes, tangles, and losses, a stage more complicated than personally many of us expected, but I was glad to see Einar there, to hear him like we just did. That's why sometimes you have to do this kind of work, to be there where Iñaki is, to know firsthand what's really happening. It's really tough. Yesterday, Egan Bernal, you heard him. Egan Bernal said yesterday, no, I couldn't feel my legs. I just couldn't go. I couldn't go. And look at him today, how he reacted. Today I was looking for him the whole race, and I only saw him at the end because I thought, with this downpour, with this cold, and the way Egan is coming along, maybe he dropped back a while ago and we just didn't notice until the group got really small. Down to about 30-35 riders, and finally we managed to spot his helmet over there. Today, Egan really had a tremendous stage, considering how much he has been suffering in these first days. But the key thing is Einar Rubio. I liked what he did today. The cold hits us really hard. Let's not lie to ourselves.
Egan Bernal had the chance to talk today with Iñaki Berrueta, and in the end, he explained that the high heart rate he had yesterday during the stage was what really led to his rough patch. And that's why he had to ask someone to accompany him. And that's why Ben Turner, who was the big favorite from Team Ineos to win the stage, had to sacrifice himself to wait for him and help him.
But was it a high heart rate, Iñaki? Was it high or low heart rate?
High, extremely high. He told me they were above 170 throughout the entire start of the climb.
Some kind of tachycardia or what? Some kind of tachycardia? Yes.
More or less.
And it wouldn't go. So the explanation he gives is like driving a car in first gear to the coast. I mean, there came a point when it just didn't work. It wouldn't go. But anyway, then came the effort and they managed to catch up. And he tells me, see, there's the proof that I did have legs. What I didn't have was an engine.
Ah, yes.
Exactly.
Yes. I was the one who interpreted it. He had legs.
Professor, but that happens. I mean, the next day you can wake up again with your heart rate back to normal and all that, just like Egan Bernal could have woken up today.
Yes, Mr. Egan Bernal, yesterday I spoke up and said that could happen, that premature fatigue, the feeling of greater effort, was because the heart rate was very high. Especially also the issue of humidity, which was over 80%, and the risk of heat stroke. Obviously, because the core temperature rises quickly and can't be regulated. And also, the issue I mentioned yesterday was that your heart rate goes up because when you generally have that kind of imbalance, your heart rate also tends to go up a lot. So I think it was a topic we discussed yesterday, and it was about the humidity that the Colombian rider experienced yesterday.
In addition, the cyclist from Campernal said today to Iñaki Berrueta that during the first week of the Giro d'Italia, usually the same thing would happen to him, but he had come prepared to finish the second and third weeks very well. So then, let's hope that this assessment made by the cyclist Egan Bernal gives us hope that things can keep improving, right?
That's right. I think that's the spirit. And one thing that really reassured me, he told me, look, today we can try again because it's in our spirit. I mean, that's the attitude of someone who knows they have the strength, that there are situations that need to be managed. And also, I think he says it in the interview, I've been in multiple situations like these where in the end you have to fight to maintain the status quo, and then the opportunities will come to get the extra seconds needed to be able to aim for the win.